Okay, well, let me close this page full of furry porn so I can focus on the movie we're talking about.
Yeah. Can you? I mean,
yeah, it's really distracting. We can both see your desktop at all times. So.
Yeah, 350 episodes of this, Josh. Come on. And
can I tell you something that really gets my goat, really grinds my gears?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, so there's this drawing that I'm looking at, and it's like two, I don't know, they look like wolf coyotes, something in that sort of situation. And one of them has on his left arm a tattoo, like those big, like solid band tattoos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they're fur. They're fur. It's fur. It's not skin. It can't be a tattoo.
Like it's dyed.
It has to be, because that's fur that it's on. And sometimes people will do things with furries where they'll like do things that you would only experience on flesh, like visible nipples on a furry chest. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Yeah.
it really takes me out of it. It really
It breaks the illusion of the anthropomorphic tiger man you're looking at.
Yes.
It does kind of. How are you going to tattoo the fur? That's ridiculous.
Is he standing on 2 feet while he's doing it?
No, so I think we're coming in a little hard. I did see. I watched the news last night. Top concerns: Strait of Hormuz. Gas prices, healthcare, and seeing nipples where you likely they should be occluded by chest hair. It's very sincere. It's a problem that plagues many Americans.
Right. It's Pride Month, so I get to talk about this without any consequences. Another thing that gets me.
I'm sorry,
I'm
just being so dismissive. Go on.
It's when like the lizard furries, like you're like a dragon or some sort of like a scaly, yes, has nipples, because they're not mammals. They don't have nipples. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's that appalling to have like pecs without nipples. Like, I think that looks fine. So the insistence upon nipples, I think, is strange.
I'm going to counter this with dragons aren't real. So that no one knows for sure if they would have nipples or not.
Well, do sharks count? Do sharks count as a
sharks are not dragons?
I know, but
but there are tons of shark furries though, and sometimes they have nipples.
Yeah,
and it's like they don't.
See, I'm wondering now if the street sharks had nipples. Do the street sharks have nipples?
We'll Google it later.
I'm gonna Google it now. Are you like I'm gonna wait an hour and 15 minutes to find out if the street sharks have nipples? No, Josh, I'm springing into action.
What about the gargoyles from Gargoyles? Did they have nipples?
Okay, they do not have nipples. I know this for sure because I've looked at them a lot.
Okay,
there's no nipples on the gargoyle.
In that case, like the street sharks do not have nipples.
All right. The gargoyles thing is a smoking gun for me, personally. Yeah, so if they didn't have nipples, then we need to stop with the nipples.
To be clear, I don't insist upon in fact, I would prefer that they be more human than animal. That's the best part of it, right? So the rules aren't that serious. It's just that sometimes when they're too mismatched, like when you're putting arm tattoos on a furry arm that's like covered in fur, I do have to question it.
Well,
and
sometimes animals will have spots that will be like a different color than the rest of their fur.
But it's so clearly like a tattoo sleeve.
It's not a real animal.
They're real to me. Hello, welcome to
it is still Pride Month. I believe this is your last week of having to deal with conversations like this.
Okay, it's been 350 episodes, and I've talked about furries like almost never, so they can deal with it once.
1, 2, 3, go, got it.
Hello and welcome to SWIMFANS. This is your SWIMFANS Unknown Pleasures, right? This is your number one movie podcast for the week. I'm your co-host, the gauziest boys' school in all of America. I'm Josh McKenzie.
I'm letting future film star John Leguizamo spit in my mouth. I'm Craig Neeson.
Some people felt sorry for her, but most of them wanted to hit her and stuff. I'm Jennifer Hawking.
This week on the podcast, we are talking 1991 Todd Haynes film, Poison.
Just do it.
Okay, so if you haven't seen Poison, this is Todd Haynes', I believe, his first feature-length film. And this movie is divided between three different narratives, and so the movie will sort of intercut between them. And the three narratives have nothing to do with one another, and they have names. So the first narrative is called Hero, and it is the story of how, and it's filmed. All of them are filmed differently, by the way. They have a distinct cinematic style. So this first one, Hero, is filmed like a news interview. So it's very like a talking head style interview, where the situation is that a young boy shot his father to death when the father was going to kill his mother when the father had learned of an affair she was having. And then what happened was the little boy, after doing the murder, took flight and flew away. And is apparently is gone now. He flew away. He was like the guardian angel of his mother. The second movie is called Horror. And this one is filmed like a 1930s, 1940s, like a horror movie, like a creature feature type deal. Very rudimentary special effects, like on purpose. Sort of that of the time camera work. And this is about a scientist who drinks what I'm gathering to understand is a potion of pure sexual essence. And so what he does is he starts to, his skin starts to fall off, and he begins accidentally, sort of on purpose, killing women. So the media calls him the leper killer, and he begins killing, sometimes by accident, sometimes quasi on purpose, and the woman that he loves eventually falls prey to him as well. And yeah, like I said, it's very much the sort of old Hollywood type look. And then the third one is called Homo. And this one is about a guy, he's in prison, and a new guy comes to prison, and it is a guy he knew from a boys' school, which is like a prison for children. And at the school, they had weird gay experiences, and then now in prison in the modern day, they have weird gay experiences. So like I said, the narratives don't really interact with one another. They're sort of these bite-sized, more like scenes than they are stories. And that's kind of the plot summary. In Homo, the main character and this guy that he's fixated on, you sort of see these scenes from when they were younger, and this guy was sort of bullied in a homoerotic way by all the other boys, and then now in the present day he's entered into a dom sub relationship with the main character. In Horror, it's this guy who's Elephant Man, but he's killing people, and his face is falling off. He's just sort of running from the police, running from the papers, that kind of thing. And then Hero is just it's this film, or this newsreel, and then sort of what's the word I'm looking for? The reenactment of the crime. So it has this true crime style deal. What did we think of Poison?
I thought this was a really fascinating thing. I think it really deftly handles all three styles. The fucked up aspect ratio, true crime talking head thing, the somewhat melodramatic prison / flashback lover sequence thing. I think it really perfect, for something that was made in the 90s, really perfectly captured, if you were to fucking Pepsi challenge me and show me this alongside other creepy crawly, mad scientist gone too far films, I don't know if I'd be able to pick it out as being the contemporary one.
No, not at all.
Which is really fucking crazy. I think they all ask similar questions. It's wouldn't it be fucked up if you had AIDS or HIV? Wouldn't it be fucked up if you were gay and a little kid, and no one actually says the word gay about you? They have to talk in circles around it. It's the 30 Rock. I kept thinking of the 30 Rock joke where Liz Lemon's all these or no, Jack is like all these left wing intellectual East Coast, and Liz is like, Jack, just say Jew. This is taking forever. They're like saying everything but gay. They're calling the kid anything but a homosexual, which is interesting. The way that he's talking about the people around him, and you never actually get to like meaningfully see the boy. Yeah, and the prison. It's a bleak little portrait there of prison life, and falling in love with your editor slash partner. The love interest is actually Todd Haynes' partner. It was Todd Haynes' partner in real life.
Oh, word.
It's very I think like as a whole, it's a very mystifying experience. The tempo kind of like begins by giving like everything its own like space, and they feel like how do I say this? They feel like independent, but as the film progresses, the segments get shorter, and they start to like weave into each other in more direct ways, like clear analogs and themes will reveal themselves kind of side by side. I thought this was a really fascinating formal experiment, and made me feel bad in a positive way.
Yeah, I loved this. I had never seen a Todd Haynes film, so it's good to finally kind of cross some off the list. Like Craig was saying, I think it just like fucking nails this like style pastiche thing it has going on. Like they all authentically look like faux Dateline, like TV investigation report, or like actually something you would see on like Mystery Science Theater. It's clear that he has like a pervert's attention to detail, which is like for me personally like absolutely critical if you're gonna like try to do a pastiche. Is like you want to like get the angles right, you want to get the lighting right, you want to get like the film grain right. And then I thought each of the stories like escalated in like an interesting way. The science fiction guy, like AIDS allegory, like his leprosy gets worse and worse and worse. And then like the end of the Dateline thing, you get that like beautiful like first person reenactment of him just like sort of flying off.
That rocks.
Yeah. Especially that one, because it's like the style is so rigidly like that. But then there's like 3 moments where it'll almost be like a dramatic reenactment, but it'll be like too surreal with it or something. It'll get like expressive. Like I think one of them is he's getting like spanked or something, and they're like locking eyes, or he's like watching them fuck. Like those 2 sequences are just like so crazy because they start like doing like weird tricks with like this rear screen projector they're using. I assume that's what it is, to like sort of like separate the foreground and the background out, and like I was like really kind of impressed with that. The prison sequence is really good. It is definitely the most straightforward, but I loved all of like the almost like fantastical like portrayals of them doing gay shit in the past, like in the juxtaposition was really cool. But yeah, like Craig was saying, I love that as the movie like went on, it started like it was like edited like Cloud Atlas, so like certain things would like the momentum would carry between stories and stuff, which was like really cool to see. I loved all of these, I don't know, the sense of like people's queerness just being at odds with everything around them. I thought that was like expressed in like a really direct kind of way, even if like they're definitely like talking around it, but there's still, I don't know, there's still enough in here to be like they're gay. Like this is the thing about gay people in society. Like I don't know, I really loved it. I had a great time with this.
Yeah, I really liked this. This is my 5th Todd Haynes movie. I first saw Well, I saw like May December, but I wasn't looking for Todd Haynes when I saw May December. That was just a movie that I watched. But then I seeked out Safe, okay, because Safe had such an interesting like poster, and I knew it was Julianne Moore when, you know, say less at that point. And I think I said this last episode, but like I kept waiting because both Safe and then his 2002 movie Far From Heaven to me have really like black comedy plot lines or like setups where both seem like searing indictments of like wealthy white America. And so I kept waiting for each of them to like get evil, but Todd Haynes isn't that kind of artist. He doesn't get evil really. So I was intrigued by him. So May, December, Carol, Safe, and Far From Heaven, and then Poison. And I gotta say, Poison I think is very different from the other Haynes movies I've seen. Interesting for like a first feature just because it's so experimental. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think like of the three movies I was the least interested in horror, although like I mean it was still cool, and I agree, by the way. I think that each of them absolutely pulls off the aesthetic that it's going for, which is very, very tough. But I was obviously extremely taken with Homo. I love that they're at like a prison where the main activity is like strange rituals, like you walk around in a circle with the homies. You just have sort of you just have uncomfortable encounters with other men, and that's just sort of what jail is in Haynes's universe here. I love this sort of like, I feel like I'm trying to think of a movie in particular, but like this just like gauzy, hazy like boys' school where it's just like boys frolicking in a meadow, and that's the boys' school, and like sometimes they're doing a ritualistic spitting onto another boy, and sometimes they're just sort of like skipping and flopping on the grass and laying near and around each other. Yeah, I think it's all super interesting to look at. I think all of the experimentation for all three was pretty interesting. And yeah, I think like you both have said this, they have thematic echoing that sort of like ping pongs between the movies, but like not in a direct or overt way, but just in sort of these sort of coded ways that are like reminiscent of each of their genres. Yeah, I mean, I think this is really cool. I think of the Haynes movies that I've seen, it's up there, I think. Okay, this is where I'm going to sound like an idiot. I guess I didn't take like, I can see the argument for it, but I didn't really take all three as like gay metaphor per se. I guess I sort of took hero and horror more like on their face, I guess. Although the movie does sort of tie them all together with its like initial quote. That's something like, it's a great quote. Something like the whole world is dying of a panicky fright or something. And then it's like three short movies where that's happening. I can definitely see like a possible AIDS allegory in horror. That's for sure. I mean, like it's like this guy who's had too much sex juice, and now he's like transmitting this fatal whatever to these women that he's nearby. But like, yeah, I mean, I didn't really get like a gay thing from like Hero at all. Maybe I'm just maybe I just took them too literally. I don't know. I did overall relate to. I think each movie had these themes of like. Sort of like alienation or sort of like a dissociation from the self. I think each movie definitely has, but I think it's interesting that both of you got like sort of like a gay thing from all three of them.
Oh yeah, I mean to me it was just clear. I think the leprosy is. The idea of it being sexually transmitted through kissing, it didn't strike me as anything other than HIV. At no point was my brain trying to read it any other way.
I don't know. I don't necessarily want to bring transness into it because, like, obviously that's not kind of where Todd Haynes is coming from. But there is sort of this like body horror, like look at the world rejecting me for what I look like now. Everyone's so repulsed with me. Like, I don't really want to go into personal stuff, but I definitely saw a lot of it in that segment as well.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm just built stupider. I mean, I definitely see it. You know what I mean? It just didn't like really like occur to me.
With like it being like so outright kind of like about society rejecting him.
Yeah.
And like the nakedness of that. I don't know. That felt really queer to me.
Well, what about Hero though? I mean, I know maybe Craig spoke a little bit more about this, but like you, I mean, like, yeah, I would love to hear you talk more about that because I mean, to me, I really didn't take anything more than like this sort of, I guess, like magical realist type vibe of a son protecting his mother, and then he like ascends to heaven or something. It felt almost more religious to me, or like. This American myth making, this sort of like Protestantism that's baked into like everyday life, where like, you know, everybody you know just passively believes in guardian angels or whatever. More so than anything that was sort of like queer or queer adjacent.
I mean, I think it's because the kid is like sadomasochistic, right? He wants to be punished, and even that idea of like growing wings and flying, like one of his stories. I don't know, like the way that he's spoken about just reminds me of an interview with what was that gay serial killer? Not the
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. Oprah did like an interview with Jeffrey Dahmer's father, if I'm not mistaken. And the artist, video artist Steve Ranke has this great video work where like Oprah is like trying to get him to say that his kid was gay, but like not really getting it out of him. You know, he goes through all the kind of like rigmarole of like, you know, he was withdrawn, or, you know, he might have been whatever, but like she really, really, really wants him to say gay. And the way that these people are talking about the child is like this othering factor. You know, they're all like talking around something rather than like speaking to it. And yeah, like I think there's to me that talking around the thing is the boy's sexuality. Whether or not like he's aware of it, or like, yeah, they're disdainful of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Disdainful of him because of his sexuality.
Yeah, I got the same thing. For me, it was like everyone was like, yeah, you know, he was kind of withdrawn, but like was also like the most punished child imaginable. To me, that was just like people were kind of picking up that he was clearly gay. And was just being bullied for it.
Well, there's so many ways to live. Yeah, that's great. That's more interesting. Like, I guess I just took them more on their face, but those are definitely more thematically interesting.
I think the like plausible deniability of that is like like an element to it. Just like I think how in horror it's not like explicitly gay or anything. But I think like homo is like so gay as to just sort of like make subtext text in a way that I think these other two that are like deeply rooted in like style, like what Craig was saying about like the Oprah interview, or people doing like queer readings of old movies. Like to me, that feels like subtext and then making it text in order to kind of like make the subtext a little less subtext.
What I'm going to say is I was so excited for the movie to constantly get back to homo that I wasn't paying as much attention to horror or hero to do proper analysis. That's how
you're like, I need men kissing. I need men being gay on the screen.
Right. Well, and
why would you show
like,
me anything else?
Right. And so like, yeah, I'm like, get back to homo. I want to see him do like prison stuff. That's awesome. So I'm going to blame that.
That's interesting. You were too gay for the subtext. That is...
Yeah, let's go with that.
You're
That's
too gay to do
better.
queer readings of the other ones. Horseshoe theory is so real.
I mean, speaking of homo, though, I mean, like there's so many like kind of great lines about like, I mean, being gay, but also like not. How do I want to phrase this? Obviously, none of these movies are about like being like culturally gay. It's more about like the actual like carnal act more than it is anything else. So there's these great lines, and they're beautiful shots too of like in Homo there's these scenes of like a bunch of guys' like lips and mouths like smoking cigarettes, and there's this incredible line that's something like the something about like the force of manly beauty or something, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. That's I mean, but in like a good way. Like it's good. I mean, it's hot to watch these guys with like their, I don't know, just like these sort of like floating signifiers of masculinity, and then there's this sort of like I don't know, almost like a little bit of like poetry about it on top. But it sort of like meanders in a way I find interesting, like because like yeah, there's not really any like story to Homo. Like I mean, I think of the three horrors, probably the most like plotted, right? But like Homo's like the main character, he's like remembering the boys' school, and in his memory it becomes this sort of idealized time, even though the idealized time is like also full of horror, but it's like a horny horror, right? Like when they're all spitting on his like young the young version of his the guy he's doing like a subdom thing with now. It's like he like idealizes it as like this like gay nirvana almost or something. But it's really of the three, it's for sure the most vibe space, because it's just this guy sort of like staring into the middle distance and like remembering times of gayness past. But I don't know. There was all of that to say there was like a frankness about sort of like male desire that I think you do see sometimes. Like I think Carell is a good example of this, where it's like this sort of like heightened and almost like separate from reality portrayal of like gay desire. Maybe we had some of that in Muscle as well when we did Muscle 100 years ago. But I think that's it's a fun thing to see in like when you take like because you see this a lot with straight people, but not so much with gays. I feel like there's a lot more emphasis on like, I don't know, plot or something. But like when you just take this idea of like the desire for the bodies of other men, and you just sort of like let the nebulous concept just sort of float in the ether, and then you just rotate it around on screen like a 3D cube, and you don't really bother with any sort of, almost no ideas really. It's just like photography of men that's appealing, and then they do fucked up stuff to each other because that's what men do. Yeah, all that's I like that it's just sort of like these floating signifiers of desire. I think I was really taken by that, and so I really was, when it would cut back to the other parts. It's like, oh, it's kind of cool, but I don't feel like it. Go back to Homo.
Sure. I liked the other parts.
No, I did like them. I don't know how. I mean, like I meant what I said when I was like I liked all three parts of them. It's I was especially interested in Hero because I liked that sort of newscaster style of it, and I liked that it. I don't know. The kid flew away. I thought that was interesting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess it was just really taken with Homo in particular. It was like it was like a mini exploitation movie. Maybe that's what I want to say. They were mad about this movie.
Who was?
Like just like everybody.
Hoes.
like America was mad about this.
For what? Like the dick or?
Yeah, like too like too gay.
Scene.
Yeah, too gay, too obscene. But I mean, that's why that's how you become like a big new what's the new queer movement of movies, right? Yeah. You gotta piss off. I don't know. I feel like the right wing what's the word I'm looking for? Like the right wing like media empire, like Pat Robertson and whatever. They feel so quaint now. So like when like they're like mad about a longing gaze on screen or whatever, I'm like that's cute.
Right.
It just seems eviler now, right?
And I know that Todd Haynes' previous short film, I think it was called Superstar: The Karen Carpenter Story, was also extremely controversial. I've seen that one a long time ago, but
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, it's like a biopic. It's a short film, but it's like a telling of Karen Carpenter's like descent into anorexia, and it uses like a Barbie doll to play her, and like he shaves away the doll as it goes on, so it's like a thinner and thinner Barbie doll.
That's interesting.
Yeah, people really were not happy about that and thought it was insanely disrespectful.
I mean, I guess it's tough, right? Because she's a real lady, but
Yeah.
also like I mean, it's hard to imagine a more potent visual metaphor, I guess. That's an interesting puzzle, I guess.
Yeah, I think it also used Carpenter's songs in it as well, so it couldn't be like actually released either.
Where did you say it? I'd like to see it.
Oh God, I don't know. This was like 15 years ago.
Oh, okay. I respect that. It makes me think. I mean, and honestly, that's sort of interesting because that that Superstar film you're talking about, and then Poison, both feel like how do I want to say this? Like, I don't want to say edgier, but more like maybe angrier or like more like a bone to pick style filmmaker to me. And then like it's not long. Well, I guess it is long. It's a decade after this, and he makes something like Far From Heaven, which is kind of just like a bog standard drama. I mean, it's good. I liked the movie, but it doesn't really have the edge that it sounds like his like early movies do.
Maybe he just didn't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Like usually, I feel like if you have that inclination as an artist, you get more provocative over time, not less. So I think it's interesting to like start sort of provocative and then pretty quickly sort of get more gentle, I guess. Like because I don't think Safe is necessarily. I guess this is becoming more about just Todd Haynes in general. Like I don't think Safe is like it's a movie with things to say, but I mean I don't really think it's like going for the jugular or anything. It's just sorry. It's just interesting that he's the arc that it seems like his movies have taken.
Oh, you can watch Superstar on YouTube now. Just
cool. I want to watch it. Yeah, I guess I mean Poison's sort of a hard movie to talk about. There's not like a lot to like dig into because the stories aren't really. I don't know. There's little bites,
yeah,
and it's like the tapestry is sort of the God, I can't think of any words today. The tapestry, like the weaving together of the ideas, is sort of the point more so than like the movies itself.
Right. I definitely feel like, I don't know, like there's not really like a big crescendo. Like they end, like each of them end, but it's not like, wow, what an ending or anything. I guess maybe the boy flying off is like the biggest ending, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of struggling to think of stuff to talk about with it. I really liked it though. Like it got a real emotion out of me, and hey, that's got to count for something.
Yeah. No, I dug it. I think it's so. I don't want to say simple, but it's in its construction. It's like rather streamlined. You know, the segments are what the segments are, yeah, I think there is like there's almost like too much to quote unquote unpack. That like it's just it operates in a register that I think doesn't lend itself well to at least conversations about like it's like the arc of the story, you know. It's like he actually drinks the Gorilla Good Mind instead of the the water, and he goes a little ape on the town. You know, I mean, they're pastiche, and they're successful. And I mean, there's like, again, like a lot of formal things you can latch onto. Like, I love the projection, you know, opening the door to the projection of your mom fucking the gardener. And it's zooming in.
That was super cool. Yeah.
You know, there's a lot in that regard. But like the fusion of the three, like the punishment, the othering, the horror, the pain, yeah, it's yeah, it really does feel like very personal and diaristic, even though it's like kind of like a you could read it as like a clinical exercise in like three different types of filmmaking. It feels like very personally inflected to me, nevertheless.
Yeah, that's sort of it. Actually, that sort of, I think, clicks for like why this is like hard to like find things to talk about, because like I feel about Poison the way I feel like if I was at a gallery and I saw like a video art installation.
Yeah.
Where like I can see a video art installation, and I can have a positive or negative experience, a positive or negative opinion of it, but it's difficult to talk about in terms of like filmic structure or like the craft of cinema necessarily, because it's video art more so. It's an art object more than it is film, and I wonder if I'm having that same experience with Poison, because like. I think that each of the three segments are effective, and again, like formalistically, they're absolutely nailing the things that they're supposed to be doing. And even if like the overarching like queerness was lost on me as a rube, I can see it, when explained to me. But like it's difficult to pick apart the way that we typically pick apart films, because it doesn't seem to operate artistically as a film to me. It operates more as like an art piece or something. And so I'm like, yeah, I liked it. It felt good.
Smoke too good. Your narrative structures are too experimental.
Yeah, it's like when we did Sans Soleil, and it's like, yeah, I like the footage when they go to Iceland.
Yeah.
That's dope. I love those kids are shook walking on that road.
Damn, dude, sick. Yeah. Craig, did you have a favorite segment? I know what Josh's was.
You know what? Probably just because of its like strangeness. The whatever the young boys segment is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was definitely the most experimental for sure. Because horror is quite, very artfully so, but it's quite exactly what it's replicating, I think. And horror, and then Homo has its two modalities. It has like the boys' school utopia type deal where everything is like lavender and green, and then it has the prison modality where everything is gray and navy blue. But like it doesn't like sort of go off, doesn't detour from those sort of things. But yeah, Hero, like Craig's been saying, it has like this rear projector. It has this frankly uncomfortably framed shot where you're watching this kid get spanked in like the extreme foreground.
That's nuts, man.
And it's like this slow, deliberate spanking, and then he's like watching like his mom in there. But I definitely Hero is the most visually experimental. Like it shifts from this sort of interview thing to these sort of much gutsier types of shots. So I definitely think at least visually that one's the most exciting. Even if there's less photography of men with cigarettes hanging out of their mouths, it's still pretty good.
I'll be honest, I think my favorite was horror. I like old science fiction movies, and I like body horror, and to like see them, like they're pretty elegantly mashed up here. I thought like it got all its details right. Like I said, it was like a little transgender with it, and like probably like a not intentional way. Yeah, I think that one probably did the most for me. But actually, I think Homo is my least favorite. I really liked Hero.
You just don't get the savage desire from one man to another.
I guess not. But I guess you don't understand the joys of like hard pastiche of like slavishly devoting yourself to accuracy for like something very specific that like it doesn't actually matter if you get the details right, except to freaks like me, and to like see them actually get the details right is like magical.
Well, I'll say the one point in the movie where I was like, damn, they really like did the thing was in horror. There's this scene where the guy who drank the sex juice, he like chugged it, and then behind him it's like that very 1930s way of doing special effects where it's like a twirling, you know, it's like the black and white like hypno pattern or whatever, and it was so pitch perfect. Like it looked like an old movie. It was the perfect effect for that moment. Everything about it was so on the money, it seems like, for the genre that it was imitating, and that was like definitely the point in the film where I was like, yeah, he got that.
Yeah,
that's what it was. That's what it was like.
I hate it when people try to like replicate old movies and then like don't do it accurately enough. Yeah, I feel like I talk about this regularly on this show, but it's like the non-slavish recreations are, I don't know, stupid to me or something, or like if they can't capture the thing fully. I have a hard time explaining this. Okay, so like in the movie Y2K, there's at the end of it, there's a parody of the movie Hackers where a girl like basically does some sort of like new equivalent of like hacking the Gibson, and like they recreate some of like the computer effects like not very accurately. And I was like, whatever, that's lame. That's not actually what I like about the movie Hackers. But in the Nirvana, the band, the show episode where they extensively reference Hackers, they're more focusing on things like getting Halcyon and on, and like recreating the like push in shot from like the airplane, but like doing it in like a bus, but like the cinematography all lines up, and like that it's like edited the same. And then they're like, we have to hack this thing. We have to go to like the military surplus store, because if you actually know about the making of Hackers, like most of their outfits were just fully bought from like a military surplus store in Manhattan. And like, I don't know, there's like details in there that I admire in one of those versus, I don't know, like just sort of gesturing to a movie that people remember for an easy laugh. And I think that, I don't know, there are miles between those things to me. And that Poison was like, no, this is going to look like some bullshit movie you see like on over-the-air TV in like the 1980s, which is a movie from the 1960s or whatever. Like we're going to light it exactly the same. We're going to do all the effects the way they used to. We're going to score it the same. Like, to me, that is like a level of like cinematic perversion or like cinephilia that like I don't know, game recognized game there or something. Like I really kind of like loved that aspect of it.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, because like if you're just like referencing or doing homage to something that's old, or like a practice that is quite established, either in whatever sort of genre it's in. I think if it's just like a reference, you can imitate it to any degree of accuracy, like an homage. But if you are purposefully going way, way, way out of your way to say, I am replicating this thing, this is so direct a reference that I am in conversation with this thing, I am using the language of this thing, you really do have to be the type of person who can absolutely get details. So I mean, I think I agree totally. Like, this could have been a lot lazier. It could have been like less convincing, and people might have even still found it successful. But like, I mean, the illusion is like complete.
Yeah. It's fully on the wavelength of all those movies, and like, the vibe is like fully intact, and you don't want to ruin your vibe.
Well, even to the point of And it was interesting seeing this because like I remember feeling this way when I'm watching movies from like the 40s. There's the scene where he just spoke to like the hot girl that he likes. And he's reaching for his like coffee mug that's next to the sex juice, and he picks up the sex juice instead. But like they build that tension for like way too fucking long. Because timing is different from 1940 till 2026. Like the expectations of timing are different. So like they let that shot linger on him like fumbling around the mugs, and you're like, I get it, he's gonna pick up the wrong mug, like okay. But like I mean, movies back then, like they held those shots for longer because I think you had less of this like osmotic absorption of like filmic timing, so like you had to hold it longer maybe to like build that tension in a different way. But Haynes said, no, you're gonna sit there like it's a movie from 1942, and you're gonna get through it the way that we always got through it. And so like even that sort of thing, to like refuse to sort of like bend to like a modern sensibility and sort of these intangibles, I think is, like you're saying, really makes the illusion complete. Sorry, this is like my last like fun note, but the guy who plays Jack Bolton, who's like the non-main character in Homo, edited The Virgin Suicides.
Oh damn, good for him.
Yeah, that's a good movie. He edited it well.
Edited movie. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, I was checking that out. It's like all the gay guys in the prison are like fucking editors. Well, they're either like hardcore porn or like they're like in the film business. Yeah,
Yeah, that's so funny.
Was it the protagonist of Homo, Craig, that you said was just like a porn star?
No, one of the prison guys. It just it's so funny. I don't know what kind of like filter is on Letterboxd, but Poison is the only cover that isn't blurred.
Hell yeah!
It's so fucking funny looking at his profile and just being like, oh, okay, like Poison is a film by Todd Haynes, and like the rest of them are blurred out. And it's like 6 hours of hardcore, like.
I want to know who's going on Letterboxd logging like just hardcore gay pornography that presumably is plotless.
Oh,
right?
Gay pornography, no, but I have absolutely logged hardcore pornography on Letterboxd.
But like not like pink film, but like the hardcore, it's just porn.
Yeah,
there's no attempt to make a movie.
Oh no, there's usually a plot, but like not much. Like I watched this one the other week called it was called Disco Lady, obviously from the 70s, and it's just about people who go to a disco and then fuck, and then
well that's pretty fun.
There's a original theme song as well, but like there's no real plot to it. Like there's acting in it. I don't know. One guy just didn't. I'm not supposed to talk about pornography on here, but like, there's one guy who just like wouldn't shut the fuck up while he was fucking, and it was like the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. He was like, "Yeah, you like my balls? You like my balls? Yeah." I'm like,
no more of this.
Like, what woman is fetishizing the balls while like? Well, sorry.
Well, no. Well, none. Right? Like that's for the guys watching it. That's funny. Okay. All right. Well, shine on, you crazy diamonds over on Letterboxd. Good for you.
Yeah. All the real ones log hardcore pornography. All my mutuals do anyway. You want a Letterboxd a fun tip? You can view the uncensored covers if you're a patron member. And you go to change poster, it'll show you all of the available posters uncensored.
Nice.
Word. I think I'm gonna get into Jean Genet, the guy who all of these segments are based off of. Just for fun.
Sure.
That's where I'm gonna go with this. Also, I was looking up Genet, and it's funny that I mentioned Carell because he also wrote the source material for Carell. So that's just like our top tier gay guy right there. our gay guy who's like to get weird with it. Yeah, because it seems like Genet's are even hornier than Todd Haynes' adaptations. So yeah, that's gonna be the move for me.
Yeah, I'm sure you can write fucking anything, and you can only get people to perform so much of it in front of a camera.
I don't know. Not if we ask Mr. Dragon. He'll do it. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, I think this is cool. It was surprisingly difficult to talk about just because, yeah, to me, it functions almost more like a gallery piece than a movie. But I really liked it. I think it looks amazing. It looks like nothing else that Haynes has done that I've seen. Imagine this being your first feature. I think that's crazy. I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it.
4.5. I loved it.
3.5. I thought it was a very fascinating little experiment. I love Safe. I think Safe is probably one of my favorite movies ever.
Safe is crazy. Jen, you should see Safe.
Maybe it's on a list that I have curated for
who could say,
for future occasions where I'm tasked with choosing a movie I haven't seen before.
Thank you so much for listening. Before I forget, there have been. So I've heard this from both my co-hosts and from listeners who have written in. So it turns out that I don't even remember the things that I say on the radio. I didn't like Cruising when we talked about it. So I guess like my recollection of my opinion of Cruising has shifted because we watched that before the pandemic. So I've been inside a lot, right? And so my memory of me and my relationship to Cruising is that I liked it. But I've been told that I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So mea culpa on that one. My own memory of the things that I say is not reliable. I think I've said this on the show before, but like I talk about the movie on the podcast, and then the episode just completely vanishes from my mind. And then Jen's like, "Oh, do you said this really? We had this great bit in like episode 294," and I'm like, "There's 294 episodes of Swim Fans." So like, so the episode comes out, and then it's free from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely, you're all right. I didn't like Cruising so much. But maybe we'll re-examine it in the future, and I can either reevaluate or reaffirm my previous opinion.
Yeah, I didn't end up. We talked about it in the Boys in the Band episode, and because we talked about it so much, I went and looked for a clip, and I found it. Like I found you basically saying, my problem with Cruising isn't that it's homophobic; it's that I just don't think it's very good. And so I was like editing the episode, and I put it in there, and I was like, this is deranged to include like fact checking to this level, so I cut it out. But yeah, I don't know.
Put it back, put it in here. If you still have the clip, put it in here.
All right.
The following is an excerpt from SWIMFANS episode 38, Cruising.
All of my problems with this movie actually come from the fact that I think it's a bad movie, and not that it's like really homophobic. Does that make sense?
Yes. That was my major takeaway from the film, was that it was not a good movie.
This concludes the excerpt. We now return to SWIMFANS episode 356, Poison.
Yeah, no, because it's funny, like in my memory, I was like, because like what I can recall from Cruising is like snippets, and I'm like, oh yeah, that scene's kind of fun. Oh, that scene's kind of weird, but in like a fun way. He was, Friedkin was real for that one. And then, yeah, I guess I'm just remembering fragments that I liked, and not so much the holistic movie. But you're all right. You collected me, all of you, and for that I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It shows that you're listening, which is great. That's really great. It's really amazing, in fact. You're all listening more than I am, which I think is magical. Well, thank you so much for listening. You can find the show wherever you get your podcasts. So that it will be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're listening. Please rate, please review, please subscribe. Please tell a friend, man. If you got a movie friend, now that we're like sort of branching out in terms of movies people might have seen before, it could be more fun for other people to hear the show. So like if you want to tell your movie friend, let them know.
It's not just for erotic thrillers anymore.
No, it's not just...
We're normal now.
It's not just Basic Instinct 2 Risk Addiction. No. We're on to other movies.
Next week, I think it's my pick. We're watching The Lighthouse, a movie people have seen, but I have not. So,
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit! Really?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, I've wanted to revisit
That's so
this.
exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That might be the best Eggers movie. That's great. I'm not sure I'm ready to say that. Nobody quote me on that because I know now that you're listening. Nobody quote me on that.
Yeah, everyone timestamp to 1 hour.
Just give it a couple years and it'll be another cruising situation. It's like,
Yeah.
I fucking hated Lighthouse. Probably the worst.
Josh is going to be like, oh, I always love Nosferatu the most.
Look, reality is a moving target for me, okay? You have to be nice to me. You can find the show on all the social medias. So Blue Sky, Instagram, Letterboxd, use your SwimFansPod. If you want to ask us a question or send us in a recommendation or tell me that I'm remembering something wrong, you can do that at swimfanspodcast@gmail.com. You can do that on the Spotify episodes. We've gotten, the comments have been nice on those lately. You can do it on any of the DMs for the social media. So like Blue Sky, Instagram, whatever, you can send them in that way on the comments on the episodes. All of those will get to us. And we are on Patreon, patreon.com/swimfans. For as low as $1 American a month, you can get access to the entire back catalog of episodes, which are even more eclectic and esoteric than the show currently is. So if you want to do that, you can. And thank you so much to all the patrons who have done so already. I am available on all the social medias as well. I'm user Amons, AMONNS. Speaking of homo, I saw the Utena movie in theaters, Adolescence of Utena. It's good. I saw it like 10 years ago, but I didn't remember anything about. So there's a scene. Everyone knows the scene. If you care about Utena, you know the scene where Utena becomes a car. Like she transforms into a car, and that's like the thing that everyone's like, oh, it's so random. Oh, it's crazy, right? But after seeing it again, I think that Adolescence of Utena has the megalopolis problem, where it's actually I think the visual metaphors are fairly straightforward, and just a lot of people haven't seen movies that are that heavy on visual metaphors, so like they think it's very bizarre and off-putting, when actually I think that all the visual metaphors is quite clear. It's a fairly straightforward movie. It's just my hot take.
Is it like Turbo Teen?
So Utena has taken. All right. So if you don't know what Utena is about, I
have no idea.
Okay, this is going to be nonsense to you, but Utena wins Anthe in the duel, which is what she does because because Anthony's the Rose Bride, and so she's got like this curse where whoever wins the duels is her like owner, basically. So, but Utena is like, it's fucked up to own another human being. So Utena is trying to take Anthe out of this the subtitles call it like this world, and so it looks like she's trying to take them from this state of sort of like I would say metaphorically, she's trying to get them out of the state of the status quo towards like a brave new future, right? So Utena she transforms from a girl to a car, and Anthe is in the car, and they drive on like this. It's like a Radical Highway, Sonic Adventure 2 type deal, where the road is just like curving through space, like there's no like real like architecture to the road. So there's like a 15-minute chase sequence at the end of the movie where like there's like the other characters also become cars and are trying to. It's kind of like Pink Floyd's The Wall, where everyone just becomes hammers. You know,
sure.
It's sort of like that. Anyway. It's quite sudden because like the movie isn't that strange visually. It's relatively grounded until she becomes a car. But I mean, it's you want freedom from oppression, and I don't know. I think the metaphor is quite clear. Anyway, Adolescence of Utena is cool. Between that and End of Evangelion, I'm just floored by like this era of anime because you can get so much fucking mileage from animating like nothing. Like it's just like people, like it's just still images basically with like some good voice acting and Foley work on top of it. And if the background painting is nice enough, you can get away with like barely animating anything. And I think that's really inspiring. Jennifer.
You can follow me on Blue Sky, Diatron5.swimfanspod.com. I am on Letterboxd Diatron. I was sick this past weekend, so I was like isolated, and I wanted to watch just crap, and I wanted to see some stuff I haven't seen though. So I watched the movies Queen of the Damned and Coyote Ugly.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And both of those I got like halfway through and I was like, fuck, I should have done this for the show. It would have been so much fucking fun to talk about Queen of the Damned's like faux fucking Marilyn Manson bullshit original songs by Jonathan Davis. It would have been such a good time. But I was watching recklessly, man. I there's just some movies you just kind of like, you gotta go like, no, I just gotta watch it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I can't, you know, hold up.
You have to watch recklessly.
Yeah, I can't just hold up my viewing of Coyote Ugly for 3 weeks or whatever. And
I saw Queen of the Damned like multiple times when I was 15. Like I had a friend who was super into like Anne Rice. So we watched Queen of the Damned a few times, and I was like, yeah, this fucking rocks.
It
I haven't seen it since I
does,
was a kid.
dude. I had no idea what that was about. I was like, oh, you know what? Let's see how Aaliyah is in this movie. She's barely in it.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed because she's on like every poster. I remember them advertising it. Every trailer was like Aaliyah in Queen of the Damned because she had like just died or whatever. And I knew it was like a spin-off of Interview with the Vampire, but like I didn't know it was like, no, this is about the vampire Lestat becoming Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
This is like, what if Marilyn Manson was actually a vampire? And like, had I known that was the premise of the movie, would have watched it years ago. I just assumed it was like vampire lore, like back in time, like Legacy of Kain's Soul Reaver or something. Like I was kind of like, oh yeah, you know, whatever. It wasn't until like the promise that was broken by the movie of a movie starring Aaliyah. I mean, that's not, you know, Romeo Must Die or whatever. That actually got me to push play, and I don't know. I had an amazing time. I had such a fucking fun ass time with Queen of the Damned. I could probably go off about Coyote Ugly in a similar way. I thought it was going to be more about sisterhood being forged behind a dance bar or whatever, and it was actually about a girl just not even trying to get her demos heard, being too shy to perform her songs at like open mics in New York City, and like she really has to overcome that. And I'm like, please go back to the bar. I don't care about her songwriting career. I don't care about this stupid boy that she's interested in. Go back to dancing on that goddamn bar.
We have got to get back to the Coyote Ugly now.
We have heard too much of this bullshit. If you're not on stage dancing to Kid Rock's Cowboy in the next 5 fucking minutes, you know, I'm turning this shit off. 4 stars for Coyote Ugly. Craig.
You can find me at Craig Neeson on Instagram and Letterboxd, CraigNeeson.com. My wife and I finished the first season of Mob Psycho. And
let's go.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I really, really loved it. I thought it was super charming. I'm really excited to see the second season. Yeah, like overall, like, you know, the word that comes to my mind when I think about it is just charming. I think it's an incredibly charming little number, and I'm delighted by the characters. I think they're all very sweet, and yeah, I think it has its cake and it eats it too. You know, it has all the cool action sequences, and then it has like the humor that would like if it were in lesser hands, it would undercut the action and the whatever. But actually, it helps make it not so two-dimensional and like 12-year-old boyish. So yeah, no, I think it's brilliant. I really, really love it.
Sick.
Should check that
Thank you
out.
for being here. Thanks for being here as always.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.